How's everybody doing today? And as you can see, we're going to be rebuilding the Pittsburgh Pirates. And you guys are probably thinking, I missed Tuesday's upload, day 2 of the 7-day challenge. And if you guys don't know, follow me on Twitter. Link is down in the description below. My audio was corrupted and it just sounded really weird. It didn't sound right. I sounded kind of like a robot, and I didn't want to upload that to you guys just because I want to give you guys quality content, and I feel like it was better for me to take the day off. And with that, I'm going to give you a double upload, a 2 rebuild Friday. So Friday, look out for 2 rebuilds. Actually, you know what? I'll do it Saturday so you guys can have the whole day on Saturday to watch it. You'll have 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. So Saturday will be double upload day for the rebuild to keep the 7-day challenge alive. So let's hop into this. Let's not mess around at all. The Pittsburgh Pirates, we'll look at it really quickly because I think since I've already done one of them, I have an idea of what I want to do. The first season is going to be quick. I want to kind of work on the draft. I want to pick up 1 or 2 pieces and then see how the first season goes and then build from there. Just because we'll quickly talk about it. Major league pitchers, I think we're decent. Jameson is a phenomenal pitcher. Trevor Williams can develop decently. Musgrove can develop decently, and same with Cool. He can develop decently. Really, the only one I'm looking to get rid of is Nova. Nova's out the door, and then Kingham and Keller are kind of 2 pieces that if one of them develop quite nicely, I'll keep them. If not, they're out the door. I'm going to trade them and use them to get quality MLB ready players. Relief pitchers, we definitely need some more. As you can see, Seagrass really is the only one that has like B potential. So he's automatically in the MLB squad. Everybody else is kind of whatever happens. I'm gonna get rid of Contos because he's 32, probably won't develop that much, but relief pitching is definitely a key area that I want to focus on. And then Felipe Vasquez, as he's known nowadays, he's good, but he may start to decrease just because he has C potential, and that's usually what happens with C potential players. They start to decrease at one point. So if he stays at 91 and he performs well, we'll keep him. If not, he's out the door. Francisco Cervelli is one of those, if he does well, I'll keep him. If not, he's out the door. Josh Bell's not going anywhere. Josh Harrison, this is how it's gonna work. I know he's been at Pittsburgh his entire career. His contract is up at the end of the year. If he's willing to take $4 million or less, I will keep him. If not, I cannot sign him. I'm not willing to sign over 30-year-old for $4 million plus. I just can't use that money. I just can't put that money aside for Josh Harrison. I know he's kind of a Pittsburgh legend now. He's been at the club his entire life, but I would rather use that $4 million on, say, a high 70s relief pitcher or a high 70s infielder or outfielder with B potential who's developing quite nicely and may make a bit of an impact, 1, 2, 3 seasons. So I'd rather have that flexibility. Plus Adam Frazier can develop into a phenomenal second baseman. Colin Moran may or may not stay. It really all depends on how he performs. He's young. He's mid 70s. If he does well, his potential could go up, so he might start to develop. David Freese is out the door. And then Jung Ho Khan is out the door as well. Even though I know he's kind of like a Pittsburgh legend as well. Or not a legend, but just kind of one of those names that he's been at the club. Jordy Mercer is probably going to leave, so we need a shortstop. Left field, I'm perfectly fine with Corey Dickerson as long as he plays well. Starling Marte, I'm going to keep him for the contract. I'll keep him till his contract expires, and then we'll go from there because we do have Austin Meadows, top 50 prospect, center fielder, almost a 70 already, so he could be pretty good in the future. And Gregory Polanco is kind of the guy I want to keep. He's not going anywhere, and I want to build this squad around him. So that's my ideas with the club. Obviously it's spring training, so the lineup's a little bit more full, the rotation's a little bit more full. I definitely want to add some bullpen arms, maybe 1 starting pitcher, and then maybe a bench bat or a player who can come in and play that shortstop position. If I can't make those moves, the two main ones are the bullpen and the starting pitching role for season 1. We're going to go to the draft, get season 1 out of the way, get it done quickly, and then hop into season 2. So let's make these quick moves, and I'll catch you guys in a sec. The first trade I'm going to be making is, if you watch the Reds rebuild, you definitely should go and watch it if you haven't. But this guy, Jose Torres, was an absolute monster. He's a lefty. He's got decent control, good velocity, and you want a good control pitcher for a sim style franchise, because if they can't control the pitches, they're not going to do well. I'm noticing that's how it works, and you obviously want high per nines. But he develops really quickly and really nicely when given the innings to pitch. And like I said, I wanted to get rid of Nova because he is in his 30s, and he still makes around like $2.5 million. So I want to get rid of him, and then we're getting rid of 2 of our lowest rated players in Tanner Anderson and also Connor Uselton. So I don't have any use for those 3 players. I'd rather get someone that can help us in the bullpen, and that's going to be the first trade we're going to make. I'm perfectly happy with that one. All right, the second trade we're going to be making is with the New York Yankees for Miguel Andujar. You can see he's already a 71 overall, B potential, 23-year-old, and with that, he definitely can push to be that starting third baseman in the second year. I'm going to let him sit in the minors for this year, develop a little bit, and then let him play in the second season. So I really want him to be kind of that prospect for third baseman and step in then. We're going to be getting rid of Cabrian Hayes, Jordan Luplow, who both have B potential. I understand that. Also, we're getting rid of another player with B potential in Tyler Glasnow. I know we're getting rid of a decent amount of trade value, but we're getting a potentially new third baseman who's going to develop quickly. I know he develops quickly. I've used him before. I can't wait to give him a run with these Pittsburgh Pirates, and I definitely think this is a worthwhile trade for us. And then the final trade that I think I'm going to make this year is AJ Schugel, C potential, 71 overall, and George Cantos, 32-year-old with 78 overall and a C potential. We are getting rid of our best reliever, but we are going to be basically replacing him with Ross Stripling of the Dodgers, 28 years old, B potential, 79 overall. It's basically reliever for reliever here. Schugel was just kind of like the make weight, and I'm perfectly fine with this deal. I think we're getting a younger, better right-hand reliever in the trade. I like what we're doing with the moves. So I realized we have like 5 lefties in the bullpen, and we kind of need another righty. So I'm going to go after Randall Delgado of the Diamondbacks. B potential, 77 overall. Okay stats. And we're going to be giving up 360 overall pitchers, all relievers, a D potential, a B potential, and another B potential. I feel like we do need another righty in the bullpen. If Delgado doesn't work out, I don't feel like we lost too much getting rid of those 60 overall pitchers. So to start the season, this is what we're going to be looking like. We have Josh Harrison up top at the leadoff spot, Adam Frazier behind him, Starling Marte, Corey Dickerson, Gregory Polanco, Josh Bell, Colin Moran, Cervelli, and then the pitcher spot. On the bench, we have Sean Rodriguez, Elias Diaz, Jordy Mercer, and David Freese. In the starting rotation, we have Jamison Tyon. I think that is, if it's Talon, let me know in the comment section below, but I think it's Tyon. Henderson Alvarez, Trevor Williams, Joe Musgrove, and I know we have Chad Kuhl that I could put in that 5th spot, but I want to see how Nick Kingham develops in that 5th role. He has A potential. He's 71 overall. If he does bad, we send him to the minors. We bring up Chad Kuhl. That's basically how it'll work out. So this is what the rotation is currently looking like. We're going to let Seagrass and Delgado kind of work out the long relief roles. Our setup person is going to be Stripling. Our middle relief of Feliz, Romero, Torres, and Edgar Santana. Not too sure why he's up in the bigs. He's not that good. And then Felipe Rivero. But I think the bullpen looks good. The lineup looks okay. I know we didn't add any field players. We mostly worked on the starting rotation in the bullpen. But I feel like The first season, I really want to focus on the draft because within the second and the third season, those draft picks can definitely become important. We added Miguel Andujar. He's going to sit in the minors for a year to let develop. So let's get to the draft, and I'll see you guys once we get there. Alrighty, so it is draft day. We have the 11th pick, and you know how it works. Once I find my pick, I'll show you what we had or who I go with, and then we'll go from there. So who we're gonna go with is the South Korean James Sao or So. Those stats look really good. I was torn between James and then this second baseman Reynaldo Valenzuela. Got really good contact, plate vision, plate discipline, and arm strength. I was really torn between the two, but I think going with the pitcher is the better option right now. If that second baseman is still there, I probably will pick him up. Ooh, he is. So you know what? I'm not even going to hesitate. I am going to go with that second baseman that I had my eye on. I'm going to go with Martin de Jesus out of the Dominican Republic. It's kind of a guessing game at this one. I'm torn between him and Bud Vargas. But actually, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to change my mind at the last minute. We're going to go with Bud Vargas. No, we're not. I'm gonna go with my gut. We're going with Martin de Jesus here. Could be decent. I'm gonna go with Sal Chance out of Maryland here. Actually, was this the right one? No. Yes. No, I wanted Jim Shipley. I'm gonna go with Jim Shipley out of North Carolina. His stats look a little bit better projected wise. We're gonna give Bob Robles a shot, the relief pitcher out of the Dominican. I believe it said he was a lefty. And let's hop into the 5th round, the last 2 rounds here. Let's see what we got. We're going to go with Bud Vargas. I think he's been sitting for a couple rounds now, so I might as well, you know what, I've been thinking about picking him up. Might as well pick him up. And the last pick is going to be basically whoever is the highest rated potential. Ricky Taylor is going to be my last pick here out of Arkansas. So that's the pick we're going with. Let's go see how these players, you know, potential-wise they're gonna be. Let's see real quick. Signed draft picks. To be honest, we didn't hit a 90 potential player, but overall, not too shabby. James is already a 72 overall, and he's an 89 potential starting pitcher. Reynaldo Valenzuela, 68 overall. His contact stats are already pretty solid, and he's got the potential to be 86 overall, which I like to see a lot. Martin de Jesus is a 62 overall. Potential, he could be 84, which is nice to see. Jim Shipley, 65 overall, great velocity and break. You can see he's a lefty. 76 potential, we'll still give him a shot. Bob Robles, 60 overall with a 79 potential, not too bad at all. And Bud Vargas, 59 overall. What was one of the players I think I was looking at for a couple rounds. But since he slipped, I figured might as well pick him up. And the last one was Ricky Taylor, and he has 94 velocity, but his potential is only 71, but we'll still give him a shot. So next year those players will join the club. So let's get to the trade deadline day, and I'll catch you guys then. At the trade deadline day, we currently sit 10 games out of first with a record of 50 and 57. The Brewers hold the first place spot, half a game above the Cubs. We are 6.5 games out of the wild card. So, I mean, it could be a little bit worse. No one on the disabled list that is of, major league importance. But we did have one injury early on in the season, and that was for Gregory Polanco. I think he broke his leg, so he was out for like 2 months. So you can see the team here. Josh Harrison's hitting 270, 9 homers, 31 ribbies. Not too bad for a leadoff hitter. Let's see his on-base percentage, though, because if it's 304, wish it was a little higher, but not too bad. Adam Frazier's a 78 overall. He's hitting 305, 7 home runs, and 40 ribbies. You can see his stats are all starting to go up except for his contact versus lefties. Starling Marte is hitting 302, so maybe it's time for him to be the leadoff hitter. I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to let Starling Marte be the leadoff hitter. If he's hitting 302 with a 348 on-base percentage, I'd rather have that. Corey Dickerson, which I don't understand. Yeah, Corey Dickerson's fine there. Corey Dickerson's hitting 251, 43 ribbies, and 9 homers. You can see his contact numbers are going down and his speed, but everything else is going up, so I don't mind that. Josh Bell is starting to develop quite nicely. right there. You can see his stats. He's an 80. He's hitting 257, 17 homers, and 54 ribbies. Colin Moran is our starting third baseman. He's hitting 235, 7 home runs, and 28 RBIs. Everything is going up except for like his speed and stuff, his discipline, and his power versus righties. But overall, okay, he's going up. Gregory Polanco is hitting 266. His stats are going up except for his power versus righties. 266, 25 ribbies, and 5 homers. Cervelli's at an 80. He's hitting 292, 1 home run, and 28 RBIs. On the bench, you quickly just kind of scroll through it. You guys can see what's going on there. Let's hop over to the pitching rotation, see how everything's going. Jameson's 7-6 with a 2.62 ERA. Henderson Alvarez is 7-7 with a 2.97 ERA. So first two pitchers, those are really good ERAs. Trevor Williams, a little bit of a rough year just based on those stats. Musgrove, a little bit higher ERA, and Chad Kuhl, another decently high ERA. In the bullpen, you got Feliz, who's up to a 4.7 ERA, but his stats are going up a little bit. Segrist, a 2.25 ERA with 56 innings, and you can see his stats are going up except for his home runs per 9. Randall Delgado is a 75 overall. His stats are up and down a little bit, but he's doing okay. Enny Romero, looks like his overall is going up. Ross Stripling is doing phenomenally, which is great to see that we were able to pick him up. All his stats are developing except for his stamina. I brought in Tony Zik, or Zik, however you want to say his name, from the free agents. This is the contract I offered him. I want Jose Torres to develop a little bit more before we bring him back up to the majors. And I feel like he could do this guy could hold the spot for now. And then Felipe Rivero, you can see he's starting to go down, so I need to keep my eye on that. 33 saves though, and 2 blown saves. But I'm going to keep my eye on how he's playing. It might just be based on his individual performance. If his individual performance goes up, then his overall will go up. But if he continues to drop, it might be a player that I need to get rid of before he kind of loses all value that he has. So that's the team we're looking at the trade deadline day. I'm not sure if I want to make a trade. If I don't, you're going to see me at the end of the season. If I do make any sort of roster move, you'll see what it is. I'll catch you guys in a sec. So the trade I'm going to be making at the deadline day is picking up Arodys Vizcaino from the Braves. I think he could be a decent little bullpen arm, maybe a new setup man with Tony Zik moving kind of like a middle relief spot. We're getting rid of Jose Osuna, Lolo Sanchez, who's got B potential, and then also a player that I moved to the minors is David Freese. So I'm getting rid of 3 players who I don't really think I'm going to be using ever. And we're getting a pitcher who, he's 27 years old, B potential, almost an 80 overall. We get another righty in the bullpen, and I like that move. So the roster moves I made for the deadline after the trade were Ho Kang and Newman got brought up, and I moved Freese down, who we just traded. And then I also moved down Jody Mercer because at the time Newman and Mercer were the same rating, and I figured why not let this be a potential shortstop, at least have an attempt at the majors, see how he does. And otherwise the lineup's all the same. The bullpen currently looks like this after the trade for Vizcaino. You can see Vizcaino is going to be the new setup man. So hopefully everything works out. It looks, we're starting to make some moves. It's looking a little bit better. So I'll catch you guys at the end of the season. Alrighty, so at the end of the season, you can see we finished 78 and 84. Not good enough to make the playoffs, but it's okay. Obviously, it's not the best. But here's a playoff picture. The Cubs taking on the Nationals. The Brewers and the Rockies are in the wild card to take on the Dodgers. The Indians versus the Astros, the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox in the wild card. And one of those teams are going to be taking on the Yankees. League leaders, you can see that Starling Marte was the league leader in doubles, stolen bases, and hits. And then also for whip and WAR, Jameson was the best. Awards wise, Gold Glove went to Colin Moran at third base. So let's look at how the team finished at the end of the season. 308 for Starling Marte. He's up to an 87 overall. He's doing pretty good. I like to see that. So 308, 15 homers, 92 RBIs, 47 stolen bases, 354 on base percentage. A pretty solid year. A pretty decent year overall. I like to see that. Adam Frazier is already up to an 80, and his stats are looking really, really nice. 307 on the year, 72 ribbies, almost a 370 on base percentage, 451 slugging. So he had a pretty solid year. Josh Harrison, you can see, had a 273 average, 13 homers, 54 ribbies, 20 stolen bases. He didn't have a bad year at all. So I'd be willing to bring him back if he's willing to take the same amount, if not a little bit of a pay cut, to stay at the club. Corey Dickerson had an okay year. 237 isn't the best. Almost a 300 on base percentage. It's an average at best season, but he is an 80. So if he continues to do okay, I'll keep him around. Josh Bell hit 250. You can see his stats are starting to develop nicely. 27 homers, 84 ribbies, 340 on base percentage, not horrible. Wish his strikeouts weren't as high, but still he's developing, not bad. Colin Moran is a 74 overall. His numbers are still going up, which is great to see. 10 homers, 46 ribbies, 251 average, 308 on base. Could be better hitting wise, but he won a Gold Glove, so he's doing something right. Gregory Polanco is still looking pretty nice. He's developing nicely. 268 average is his best in his career. 52 ribbies, 14 homers, 340 on base percentage. So he didn't strike out a lot. Obviously, he was injured for part of the season. You can see Francisco Cervelli is, he's playing pretty well. So I'm going to keep him around. 289 and almost a 400 on base percentage. On the bench, you guys can see the numbers there. Kevin Newman is the one I'm most likely to pay attention to. He hit 256, 43 at bats, a 347 on base percentage, and his stats were going up, which is great to see. Pitching rotation wise, 11-11 for Jameson. He's at an 87 overall though. He finished with a 2.54 ERA. So even though he went 500 on the year, his ERA was superb. Great strikeout numbers, great walk numbers for over 200 innings. And you can see his per nines, they were phenomenal. So even though he didn't get a lot of wins, he got a decent amount of wins. He had a lot of losses as well. He still performed unreal. Henderson Alvarez, he had just over a 3 ERA, which is still a phenomenal number. Low walks, high strikeout, a pretty decent amount of strikeouts. But again, you can see his per nines. Those are great per nines to see. Trevor Williams had an okay year. You can see some of his stats are going down, but some of them are going up. So I'm going to monitor how he develops. But not horrible, but not great. Joe Musgrove, 77 overall. Decent year. Could have been a little bit better, but definitely not horrible. And Chad Kuhl, he's up to a 76 as well. But again, these three are kind of ones that if one develops well, I'll keep them. If not, they might be out the door and might be time to find a new starter. Looking at the bullpen real fast, Michael Felice is still developing. Not bad numbers. Kevin Segrist is developing, which is great to see. His numbers were phenomenal. 2.52 ERA, great to see. Randall Delgado's back up to a 79. He finished 9-3 on the year with pretty solid numbers. His ERA was a little bit high, but his per nines not bad at all. Enny Romero is going up, so he's developing. His walks are a little high, which is something I'll look out for. Ross Stripling has gone down to an 80 from the 84 that he was at, but still a great year. Vizcaino, he might go into the middle relief role if he can't hold the setup role. But similar numbers to last year, just his ERA was 2 points or 2 higher. And then Felipe Rivero still going down. I don't like that. So it might be time to move on from Felipe Vasquez. So let's quickly sim to the end of the season, see who wins the World Series. It's going to be the Yankees defeating the Nationals. And let's get into this offseason, make a move or two. So guys, I basically just wanted to kind of touch base real quick, is to say that season 1 was kind of that test period to see who I want to keep on the team, who I want to move, and just kind of develop around that. With that being said, the players I want to keep, Jameson, Henderson Alvarez, just because he's going up, I might trade him because he's got a decent amount of trade value at this point. If I can't find another starting pitcher. If I can't find another starting pitcher, he's going to stay for this season, because I can't trust the bottom 3, and I want to add one more starting rotation member. The bullpen, it's looking pretty solid. I like Stripling. I like Vizcaino. Tony Zych was injured so he's gone. And then Felipe Rivero is on the cusp of being traded as well. Segrist is looking really good. Randall Delgado looks decent. You got to remember, in the minors we have Jose Torres, who's up to a 74. We also have James Sow, who we drafted for starting pitcher. We have Kingham, who doesn't look like he developed that much. Keller developed, so maybe Kingham needs to, be traded because he's got some value. And then for outfield players, Josh Bell looks good. Cervelli, as long as he doesn't decrease in rating, he's good to stay. Frazier's staying. Harrison, if he takes a similar or a lower pay, I'll keep him. Andujar's up to a 76, so that's phenomenal to see. Kevin Newman, we definitely need a new shortstop, so that's got to be, we need a starting shortstop. Corey Dickerson's good. Marte's good. You can see Meadows is up to a 70, so that's good. And Gregory Polanco's phenomenal. So we got some pieces to build around. We do have a couple holes to patch, but so far we're looking pretty good. Unfortunately, I'm not going to bring Josh Harrison back. He wants too much money, and I'm just not willing to pay, $5 million a year to bring him back. It's just not worth it. Randall Delgado is going to get a $4 million contract. It's a little bit over 4. I think it's like 4.4 million, 4.5 million for 7 years. He wanted around 5, but the more I bumped up the years, I was able to move on there. So we're going to move to the free agency time. Let's get this started. I offered salary arbitration for all of these players. I bumped up their salary just a little bit to avoid having to pay them like crazy amount of money, like 4, 5, 6 million. I'm going to go through the tendered contracts, and I'll show you guys who I plan on bringing back and who I want to let go. Alrighty, so the offers that really kind of matter are Adam Frazier, 4 years, 10.2 million. Josh Bell, 4 years, 15.5 million. Joe Musgrove, 7.5 million for 3 years. Chad Kuhl, 2 years, 2.7 million. Trevor Williams, 4.7 million for 2 years. The big one is 10 years for 10 million for Miguel Andujar. Jose Torres, 900,000 for 2 years. And then Kingham, 3 years, 3 million. Keller, 1 year, 100,000. Meadows, 1 year, 100,000. Newman, 3 years, 1 million. And then that's about it for there. Let's quickly look at free agency. We'll see what's available. Harper, Donaldson, Machado. We do need a shortstop. Pedro Strop, Britton, Dozier, Keuchel, Corbin, Doolittle, and then there's some other ones down below. So obviously I said I wanted a starting pitcher and a shortstop, so there are a couple options out there who I could look for. So the one offer I'm going to be doing is Freddie Galvis, 33 million for 5 years. It breaks down to just under 7 million a year. Not a bad offer. Echevarria wanted about 6.3 million, so I figured why not just go straight for a little bit better of an option. His stats have gone up dramatically since last year. Switch hitting, shortstop, and didn't have a horrible year last year either, so I definitely think that'll solve our shortstop issue with Freddie Galvis, and then we can focus on the starting rotation and then a maybe like a backup outfielder. There really isn't any here that really kind of catch my eye. I mean, there's this Johan Castaneda guy, but he's deep potential, and I don't think he's going to be that great. So there's not really any here that really catch my eye. Obviously Bryce Harper, but I don't want to go out and do that. So I think that's going to be the one free agency move we go for, and then make some trades before the season starts. So let's see if we get Freddie Galvis. Alrighty, so we signed Freddie Galvis. He's up to an 82 with the signing. I'll show you the exact contract that we signed him. 5.9 for the first year, 7.2 by year 5. Not a bad little deal for an 82 rated B potential shortstop. He's 29, so he's at least got this year and next year to still kind of hold his own, but that really helps the team a lot. Let's see if we can make some trades throughout the offseason, and let's get season 2 started, and let's push for a little bit better of a record. So someone I did see that I don't mind picking up is this platoon player, Travis Jankowski. You can see his, actually you can't see his stats. You can see his stats here. Not necessarily a hitter, but decent, speed, stealing, and base running aggression. Hasn't had the best of years, but maybe as a backup outfielder, and as a platoon player for $560,000 a year, it's not a bad little pickup. So you can see Travis Jankowski was signed for that cheap deal. Not bad at all. So we're just going to sim through the rest of the free agency period and see if we can get a couple trades done. I was looking at the free agency market after the once we got to spring training, and I found this Yazel Sierra, B potential, 76 overall. Doesn't look that bad. You can see he's on like a minor league contract, but he was just sitting in the free agency, so I couldn't pass him up. He looked pretty good, and you can see he's one of our better bullpen arms already. So I might use him this year, but you can definitely see that we definitely need to make some moves. I'm gonna sim to the regular season, see where we're at lineup wise, rotation wise, and we'll go from there. All right, so our trade we're going to be making is we're going to be bringing in the right-hander Jon Gray to the starting rotation. I feel like we could use one more strong arm in the rotation. We're going to be getting rid of Max Morov, one of our highly, one of our higher potential pitchers than Nick Kingham. But we do have James Sow and also Mitch Keller down here as well. And Kingham's already 27, and he hasn't really cracked the high 70s overall, so I can't really value him that much higher anymore. And if I can get a starting pitcher that can make an immediate impact, I'm perfectly fine letting him go. Another player I'm getting rid of is Jung Ho Khan, and that means Miguel Andujar is going to be brought up as the backup third baseman. So this is the trade we're making. I'm perfectly fine with it. Let me move the rotation around and stuff like that, because I think that's the only move I'm going to be making this off season before the season starts in terms of trades, unless I see something that I really need to do. So let me move around the rotation, and we'll go from there. So at the beginning of the season, this is what we're working with: Jameson, Jon Gray, Henderson Alvarez, Trevor Williams, and Joe Musgrove as our starting rotation. The bullpen looks like this: Torres Delgado, who's up to a 83, Ross Stripling, Tony Zike, Segrist, Feliz Vizcaino, and then Felipe Rivero, Felipe Vasquez, whatever you want to call him. The one I'm keeping my eye on the most is Felipe Vasquez, because he's down to an 89, and we may need a new closer if he continues to struggle and decrease in rating. The current lineup looks like this: Marte, Freddie Galvis, who's up to an 84 now, Frazier, Polanco, Josh Bell, Corey Dickerson, Colin Moran, and Cervelli, with Miguel Andujar up in the bigs now. Kevin Newman's going to stay in the bigs as well. Elias Diaz and Travis Jankowski. So you can see the squad here. It's looking pretty solid. Let's go until the trade deadline, see how season 2 goes. Hopefully a little bit better than season 1. At the trade deadline, we are 59-48, 4 games behind the Cubs in the Central. So a lot better start this season than it was last year. Looking at the wild card, we hold the second spot in the wild card. So we do have a wild card spot, which is great, but we're only a game and a half above. So we definitely need to make sure that we do something with that spot. We're going to look at our draft picks. I let the computer handle the second year of the draft picks. Crystal Wall Eronimo looks pretty decent. I'll show you his stats. 93 potential, 68 overall already. Looks pretty solid. The other potentials: Elvis Reyes looks pretty good as well. He's a 69 overall, A potential. His stats look decent, and his potential is pretty high. And then Vinny Escobar looks decent as well, so we'll give him a shot. The 79 potential player, Luis Valdez, doesn't look too bad either. He's got 92 stamina already. And then we'll give this Juan Veras a shot. He looks okay as well. So those are the draft picks that we have. Let's quickly look at the pitching rotation. Jameson was hurt for 3 months with some sort of fracture. I forgot what it was. So he's sitting at 4-2 with a 4 ERA. Henderson Alvarez is having a phenomenal year. 2.76 ERA with 10-6 is his record. 8-5 for Jon Gray, 3 ERA. Trevor Williams is 4-7 with a 3.96 ERA, and Chad Kuhl is sitting at a 2.93 ERA and a 9.3 record. So he's actually been performing a lot better than his rating says. So he's actually having a phenomenal year. With that being said, I moved someone down, and I don't remember who it was. Musgrove was just having such a rough year this year, so I had to move him down to the minors. Another player we sent down was Tony Zike. He just wasn't doing it. He was down to like a 72 for us, so we brought up Yasel Sierra, and I mean, even though he's got an 0-3 record, he's up to a 78 overall, and he's got a 3.2 ERA. Jose Torres is up to an 83 overall, and you can see over 42 innings, he's got a 1.29 ERA. Randall Delgado is an 87 overall. Look at those stats. That is unreal. Stripling's performing well. Segrist is performing decently. Feliz, okay. Vizcaíno is up to an 84. He's performing quite well. And Felipe Rivero, he's doing pretty decently. A lot better than he was last year. So that's phenomenal to see, and he's only blown 1 save, so that's great. Look at the lineup real fast. You're gonna see that Frazier is currently on the disabled list with a fractured leg. Unfortunately, he's got about 50 days left before he comes back. So the current lineup stands like this. Marte, who's hitting almost 300, which is great to see. His on-base percentage is probably pretty decent, 358. That's phenomenal to see for your leadoff hitter. Kevin Newman's playing second for us. He's not doing too phenomenally, but he's up to a 71. So his stats are going up, which is great to see. Gregory Polanco's up to an 86. He's hitting 299 with 18 homers and 65 ribbies. Josh Bell's hitting just under 250, but he's up to an 84, so he's still developing. Andujar's an 80. He's hitting almost 300, which is great to see. Corey Dickerson's an 81. He's hitting 260. Freddie Galvis is doing pretty well, and then Cervelli's still holding that 80 rating, which is great to see. On the bench, you can see the stats for the ones on the bench. Not too shabby at all. But losing Frazier is a little bit of a down, little sad to see. So really, I'm liking what we're seeing with the squad. As long as Cool performs, I'm great there with the way the starting rotation's doing. The bullpen looks like they're doing pretty good. Michael Feliz is the only one I'm keeping my eye on. Rivero seems to be back on track, and the lineup looks like they're doing great. Maybe a second baseman with Frazier being out, but I don't know if we really could trade for anyone, so I'll check really quick to see if we can get a second baseman. Otherwise, we're going straight to the end of the season, hopefully make the playoffs. So the trade I'm going to be making at the deadline is we kind of need like a shortstop second baseman, and Trevor Story is going to be that player. You can see the only thing that's down about him is his power versus lefties, and that's probably based on his morale. I don't know, I don't understand it, but we're going to be getting rid of Daryl Benitez, a B potential first baseman. Mitch Keller, our A prospect pitcher. And then also Dario Agrazal, who's a B potential 67 overall pitcher. I know we're giving up a lot, but I think this will be that like push we need to make it to the playoffs. So with that being said, I'm going to move Freddie Galvis to the second base position, so that he can play there for us while Frazier is hurt, because with Frazier out for basically the rest of the year, I feel like Galvis can fit that second base spot. Trevor Story plays short, and we're good to go for the rest of the year. So let me fix the lineup, and I'll talk to you guys in a second. So this is the new lineup with the addition of Trevor Story. He's going to be hitting in the 2 spot playing short, while Freddie Galvis plays second. So that's pretty good. The rotation looks the same. Let's get to the playoffs. Let's see if we can win this World Series in season 2. So season 2, we won the NL Central 93-69, and we're taking on the Dodgers in the division series. We're gonna stop simulation there. You can see that we're taking on the Dodgers. The Cubs and the Giants are fighting it in the wild card to play the Nationals. Indians versus the Angels, and the Blue Jays and the Yankees are in the wild card taking on the Red Sox. Let's see league leaders. Rivero, 55 saves. What a way to come back and turn it around. So you can see everyone is healthy now. Okay, I see what they did. They're having Frazier play third, and Andujar's on the bench now. I'm okay with that. So let's look at how everybody finished the season. You can see Jameson 11-4, 327 ERA. He's up to a 91. A great comeback year from the year before. Not as many innings pitched, but like I said, he was injured for part of the season, I believe. Or was that last season? No, that was this season. But still, a very solid year. Henderson Alvarez is unreal right now. 15-6, almost 200 innings. That's a crazy year. That is a phenomenal year that he just had. John Gray, 12-10, not too bad, but you know what? That's still a good year. 3.24 ERA. His per nines are great. Trevor Williams, he's up to an 84, even though he went 7-12 this year, but his ERA dropped by almost a full point, and his per nines are pretty solid. And Chad Kuhl, 14-5. Look at that year for the 78 overall, a 3.05 ERA. That's phenomenal to see. So our bullpen is doing, it looks like they're doing amazing. Felipe Vasquez, 55 saves. He's back up to a 91. 19 walks, 70 Ks, 2.08 ERA. And he only blew 2 saves this year. That's amazing. Vizcaino, he looks like he had a bounce back year from last year, which is great to see. Segrist is an 81, so his year was okay. Stripling is an 82. He had a 2.57 ERA. This rookie Sierra, he's a 79. His stats are going up. He had a 2.84 ERA over 80 innings. Randall Delgado is doing amazing. 2 ERA over 112 innings. This guy is a monster. And even Jose Torres is having a phenomenal year. 1.81 ERA. These guys are absolutely insane. I feel like Michael Feliz did get dropped down to the minors. He really wasn't performing that well. But otherwise, we're looking good. I might add one more bullpen arm just for the playoffs, but I feel like we're okay there. And let's look at the lineup. 302 for Marte. That's great to see. 360 on base percentage. Trevor Story's at 88. Look at these numbers. 28 homers, 91 ribbies, 292, which is his best average. 375 on base, best ever. Slugging, the best. OPS, his best. Most walks, not the most strikeouts. Like, this is a great year. I'm glad we traded for him. Gregory Polanco's an 86. You can see he's developing. He's got a 280 almost average, 355 on base percentage. Josh Bell's up to an 84. His power for lefties is unreal. A little bit lower on the average, but more ribbies, same homers, more hits. 13 stolen bases is nice to see. Like, he's developing nicely. Miguel Andujar's an 80. He's our DH now that Frazier came back. Corey Dickerson's an 83. He's hitting 286, which is great to see. 26 homers, 82 ribbies. That's great. 334 on base, 507 slugging. Frazier came back, so he's playing third base. But his stats just, obviously he was injured for a good portion of the season, but even the stats that he had, he did pretty well. And Freddie Galvis is an 85. He hit 270. His stats went down a little bit, but you know what? He still contributed and did pretty well. And you can see Francisco Cervelli is still an 81. So he's hitting 290. So even though he's 33, he's still performing quite well. Colin Moran is still developing. He's a 76. He almost hit 300 this year. And he batted 244 times. So, I mean, his numbers are solid. Kevin Newman's a 69. He had a pretty rough year. Elias Diaz hit 211. And then Travis Jankowski's up to a 76. So he had actually one of his best years ever. He actually did have his best year ever, besides stolen bases. Like, everything else is miles above his stats from previous years. So this team's looking deadly, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. So you know what? Let's play these Dodgers. Let's win a game. Let's win this series. Let's see if we can get pushed to the World Series in Season 2. Alrighty, it is time. Dodgers Pirates. Let's go, Jameson. 2-1 win. Henderson Alvarez makes it 2-0 in the series. Let's see these stat lines. Alvarez, 7 innings, no earned runs. 7 innings for Jameson and 1 earned run. John Gray, can we close it out? We do. We're going to be taking on the Nationals or the Giants. We're going to be taking on the Giants in the NLCS. Whew. Alrighty, let's do this. Alrighty, Bumgarner versus Jameson, and we take the 4-2 victory. Jameson is on a roll. Can Henderson Alvarez keep it up too? He does. 4-1 win. And Alvarez is pitching lights out. Can we take a 3-0 lead? Oh my gosh, we are killing it. Kevin Segrist came in, get the victory, and we win this. We're going to the World Series. We don't. Chad Kuhl, can you do it? We don't. I probably should have switched up the lineup. Johnny Cueto versus Jameson, and we get the win there. Jameson is pitching lights out this postseason. So we are going to be taking on the Los Angeles Angels in the World Series. It's crazy right now. Let's get a World Series in season 2. This might be the best team we've ever assembled. Game 1 of the World Series, Jameson versus Patrick Corbin, and we take a 2-0 victory. There we go. Can we make it a 2-0 series? We do. Kevin Seagrass came in. All right. 3-0 series. Shohei Ohtani versus John Gray. We are up 3-0 in the series. Like, what is going on with this team right now? Quick managing it. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Do I want to let Chad Kuhl or Trevor Williams go? Trevor Williams. Ooh. I feel like Chad Kuhl is like feeling it. But Trevor Williams is an 86. I didn't realize he was up to an 86. We're going to let Chad Kuhl go. I feel like he's going to be the one. Okay. Maybe I jinxed it. Maybe not. Okay. Marte. Somebody. All right, we kept the inning alive. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Another leadoff double. Oh, he was caught at home. And then we get out of it. That's what I'm talking about. Cool. Single. Galvis, come on. Somebody. Anybody. No. Hit by pitch. Fielder's choice. Can you steal second? You do. Trevor Story, we need a base knock here. 2-run bomb. Gregory Polanco. 2-2. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. All right. I'm pretty sure that was Kuhl's last inning. He's kind of low on energy already. I don't want to do that. But you know what? I can't take any chances. We're going to let Delgado come in. There we go. That's a nice inning right there. Don't really want to take him out yet. But we need the base runners. We're going against the lefty here. And we don't really have anybody that hits lefties quite well. So we're going to let Miguel Andujar come in, and he flies out. A double for Marte. And a double for Polanco. Polanco's doing everything today. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. We're doing great right there. We're going to let Stripling come in. Come on. Get us out of the inning. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. Okay. Versus righties, I think the best one is... We'll let Moran go. 1 out. Lefty now. And he hits into a double play. Come on. Vizcaíno comes in. We're down 1. Now we're down 4. Tough outing. Okay, Frazier. Okay, brings us within 3. A double. Cervelli. Singles. Okay. Versus a righty. Come on, Jankowski. Walks. Marte, I need you more than ever right now. Rounds out. Sweet. All right, Rivero. Close it out. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Last chance. We need 5 runs here. Okay, that's one loss. That's okay. 3-1. 3-1 series. Holy cow. Please do not blow this. Like, whatever we do, please do not blow this. 1-2-3 inning, perfect. Marte gets on. Steal second. There we go. Trevor Story. You know what? Small ball it. What? How does that happen? You gotta be kidding me. How does he... All right, a double. I'll take that. Then we get 1 back. That's what I'm talking about. Cervelli walks. Bunt him over. And then Starling Marte is going to get a base knock. No. There we go. All right. Trevor Story walks. Polanco strikes out. Bell strikes out. And we fly out. So we get the leadoff runner. Oh, come on. Killing me, guys. You're killing me. Runner was thrown out. All right. feel like we're gonna lose this. We did. 3-2. We're gonna go straight to Game 6. Please do not blow it here. Jameson's on the mound. We need this. Marte strikes out. Galvis gets on. Trevor Story singles. I swear to God, if we hit a double play here. What? How do you always hit into a double play? Andujar, single, Frazier, sack bunt. Please. There we go. Small ball. That's fine. We get the run in. And we're looking good. We're looking good here. Solo shot, Trevor Story. That is what I'm talking about. 2-0. Josh Bell. There we go. All right. I like it. No. Quit it. There we go. Double play. Yes. Andujar makes it a 3-run game. That is what I'm talking about. Jameson's on fire. Marte's out. Galvis is out. Story strikes out. Please. There we go. Josh Bell, 6th inning leadoff hit. That's what I'm calling right now. Or a walk. That works too. Gregory Polanco versus Skaggs. Okay, first 2 batters on. A pop out. Frazier doubles. 2-1. Oh, 1 run scored. 1 got thrown out. But that's okay. That's all right. I'll take it. No. Sit down. That's what I'm talking about. Cervelli's up. Okay. We get on. That's okay. Fielder's choice and a double play. Oh my God. Josh Bell. Okay, we do keep the inning alive, but that's fine. That is clutch. Corey Dickerson flies out. Cervelli grounds out. And Marte's on. Can he steal second? He does. Galvis. 1 run would be amazing right now. That's okay. Okay. All right. I'm not taking any chances. The man, Felipe Vasquez, Felipe Rivera, whatever you want to call it, is coming in. Gets the first out. Gets the second out. We're 1 out away from a World Series. And I think I had a comment in the last video that wanted me to enter the game. So if you guys want to see me enter the game, let me know when there's like 2 outs in the 9th. If you guys don't like this, let me know in the comment section below. But this is a Season 2 World Series. I think this is the best we have ever done. Like, this is insane. That's insane. Alrighty. Rivero versus Upton. Here we go. Alright, 98-mile-an-hour fastball to start it. Can we get this out, win the World Series? That would be insane. Okay. Little base knock for Justin Upton. Not great. Not great. Still 2 outs though. He's keeping it alive. Alrighty, who is up now? Zach Cozart. Going change up down in the zone. Cervelli keeps it in front of him. There we go. Ooh, almost gets him on the throw back to first. Just need 1 out here. That's a nice little strike. 99 miles an hour. We're going high fastball inside. Paints the edge there. And we are 1 strike away from winning a World Series. He's going. Cervelli, make the throw. Come on. Oh, it's just not quick enough. Not quick enough. Not good there. So you know what? High fastball. Can we get him? Fouls it off. Alrighty, 2-2. You know what? This fastball's been working wonders. And he fouls it off again. So you know what? That was the setup pitch for the changeup down in the zone. And we get him to chase it. And you know what that means. The Pittsburgh Pirates are World Series champs in Season 2. I think this is the best team we have ever done. Like, I've had a team make it to the World Series, I think, in Season 2, but they didn't win it. And I feel like this team, with the budget we had, which was a decent budget, we made really good moves with the players we had. This is awesome. We won the World Series in season 2. I really like this team, and I'm actually gonna end it here. I know I usually do 3 seasons, but we won the World Series in season 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you hit that 50 like goal again. Like I said, Saturday is going to be the double upload to make up for the upload that I missed on Tuesday. This is gonna go up Wednesday morning, so I hope you guys are looking forward to it. And we are World Series champs in 2 seasons. So we're gonna, look at the stats like we normally do, see how everybody performed on the postseason, and do that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was only a 2-season rebuild, and but this team was insane. This team was so good. Corey Dickerson was the MVP, and Adam Frazier won the World Series MVP. Let's look at these stats. Marte hit 290. Trevor Story hit 267. Polanco 246. Bell almost 300 with 4 homers. Andujar hit 286. Corey Dickerson 375. Frazier 283. Galvis not that great. And then Cervelli not that great either. But Moran hit 250. No, 1 at bat for Newman. He didn't do that great. Diaz didn't have an at bat, and Jankowski only had 1 at bat. The rotation. Henderson Alvarez is an absolute animal. Like 20 innings pitched, 1.33 ERA. John Gray did pretty well as well. Chad Kuhl, solid. Trevor Williams had a rough outing this postseason, and Jameson was unreal. 5 wins. You can see the bullpen. Jose Torres had a rough outing. Randall Delgado is an absolute monster. Sierra pitched pretty well. Stripling did pretty well over 7 innings. Segrist did amazing over 5. Vizcaíno pitched 10 innings, had an okay ERA. And Felipe Vasquez, the man, 9 strikeouts, 11 innings pitched, and .79 ERA. This team was top notch, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Again, leave some comments down below for some other teams you want to see rebuilt. Maybe leave a challenge. Maybe take a team, do this trade or do this signing or do something crazy. Leave some challenges down there, and I'll do a rebuild around that as well. So like I said, we still have Thursday, Friday, double upload on Saturday, and Sunday to do this challenge. So 50 likes on this video, and I'll do the next one for Thursday. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.